Welcome to Finance Deep Dive. I'm about to say something that might tick some people off, but honestly, looking at the numbers, I just have to get this off my chest. For most people right now, buying a house is a terrible financial decision.
For generations, we've all been sold this idea, right? That buying a home is the bedrock of building wealth. But is that still true? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, we're going to break down the cold, hard numbers, and you'll see why that dream, well, it might just be a trap.
All right, let's just rip the Band-Aid off. For the vast majority of people, buying a home in today's market is, financially speaking, a mistake. I know that's a huge thing to say, but the data, you just can't argue with it.
Now look, it wasn't always like this. Not at all. For a long time, buying a home was absolutely the smart play. But then, just a few years ago, everything changed. So what on earth happened?
Around 2022, we got hit with a perfect storm. I'm talking almost zero houses for sale, crazy shortages of building materials, and interest rates so low they were practically giving money away. This toxic mix just completely turned the market upside down.
And this, right here, shows you the insane power of cheap money. When rates hit rock bottom, a buyer could suddenly pay 30% more for the exact same house, and their monthly payment wouldn't even budge. And that one factor, it sent home prices to the moon.
So, okay, let's do the new math. Let's look at what it really costs to own a house today, because believe me, it is so much more than just the sticker price.
We're going to use the median U.S. home price as our test subject, $410,000. So you buy this house, and you're thinking, great, I'm building wealth. But are you really? Let's find out.
In the last year, a house like this appreciated by about 0.3%. So, hey, you made $1,200 on paper. Not bad, right? Well, hold on.
Because that little gang gets absolutely vaporized by your single biggest cost, mortgage interest. In your first year alone, you are going to burn through nearly $20,000 on interest. Poof, gone forever.
Oh, but we're not done. Then you've got property taxes. That's another $4,000 straight out of your bank account.
And please don't forget insurance and all the stuff that inevitably breaks. The roof starts leaking, the water heater gives out. You can count on that being another $6,000 a year, on average.
So let's put it all together. This is the moment of truth. You spent $32,000 in real costs to own an asset that only went up in value by $1,200. That is a net loss of almost $31,000 in a single year. Ouch. Hey, real quick, if you're finding this useful, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. It honestly helps a ton and keeps us motivated to make more content like this.
Okay, so if buying a house is basically a money bonfire right now, what's the alternative? Well, let's talk about the unsung hero of today's market, renting.
Get ready for this, because it's a wild statistic. Right now, in every single one of the 50 states, the average cost of buying a home is a whopping 50% more expensive than renting a similar place. The math just isn't even close anymore.
This just begs the question, how in the world did we get here? There are a lot of boogeymen out there, but let's pull back the curtain and find out who's really responsible for these insane prices.
So the number one villain you always hear about is Wall Street, right? These faceless corporations are swooping in and buying up every single family home, pricing out normal people. But is that what's actually going on?
Well, here's the reality. Those giant corporations, they make up less than 3% of the buyers you're competing against. The vast majority, a full 75%, are other regular people just like you. Your biggest competition isn't some hedge fund in New York, it's the couple down the street.
A huge piece of the puzzle is what I call the college tuition trap. See, the government tries to help people buy homes by guaranteeing bigger and bigger loans. But all that really does is give everyone more money to throw at the same number of houses, which just creates bidding wars and pushes prices even higher. It's a vicious cycle.
Okay, after all that doom and gloom, what's the smart move for you right now? Because I'm not saying nobody should ever buy a house. It really just comes down to two very specific situations where it might still make sense.
First, there's the emotional reason. You just deeply value the stability, the control, the feeling of owning your own space, and you're okay with paying a massive premium for that feeling. And second, the financial reason. You are 100% certain you're going to live in that house for a very, very long time.
And when I say a long time, I mean it. It used to be that you'd break even on buying versus renting in maybe 3 to 5 years. Pretty reasonable. But today, that break-even point has skyrocketed to 15, 20, sometimes over 28 years.
And don't hold your breath for a sudden price crash to save the day. Think of the housing market like a giant tanker ship. It takes forever to slow down or change course. Any correction is going to happen over years, not months.
So, at the end of the day, this is the question you have to ask yourself. Are you willing to pay a 50% premium for a dream that could take nearly 3 decades just to break even financially? Is that a price you're really willing to pay? If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe. It really motivates us to keep posting. Thanks for watching.